I'm so looking forward to working with Ray Chen because he has been, I've been a fan of his for years and it's just never quite worked out. So finally, I get a chance to work with him because his love of music is just infectious and his technique is like sky high in terms of no barriers with what he can do. And so I'm really looking forward to connecting with him on this particular piece. It's a combination of being able to have a piece that is totally a showpiece and yet at the same time is completely lyrical and able to touch one on a kind of intimate basis. Even in the midst of those moments where you would think this is all about the show, it's clear that Tchaikovsky never relinquishes this very deep contact with the individual listener. And what's been fascinating for me is to see in a work like this just how many different approaches there are that are valid. It's much more about here is a kind of rich area. Let's say it's like the Blue Mountains. And so where do you want to walk, right? Are you going to start out at the Three Sisters or are you going to transverse from the other side, from the caves and come back? I mean, there are all of these different possibilities and fresh viewpoints, even when you know the place really well. No two performances are alike in any case, but especially when you get, players who are reacting to the soloist, the places the piece can go are as varied as the number of human beings that are in the concert hall at any one time. In the case of the Sydney Symphony that I have known, hard to believe, but since 2003, right? So coming back to them now, literally 20 years later, there's all of that shared experience. And there's shared experience of all sorts of things. In the first version that I met the Opera House in 2003, then in upgraded version in 2010, and then now what I'm going to hear, which is, apparently the high level, top shelf, you can't afford it Chardonnay of the concert hall at the moment. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what that is, as well as having heard them in concert halls in all of the capitals of Europe, main concert halls in China, Korea. So there's all of this experience of what the sort of soul of the sound is of the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. I mean, I'm just gaga at the idea of getting to do this program with them. Not just the idea of doing this program, but performing this particular sequence of pieces with this particular group of musicians.